Hi, I'm Malin Johnson, and this is On the Bricks, and we're here today at the Panhandle Services for Children to find out more about what they do and how they work with our community. First, I'd like to introduce Monica Ronne. Monica, would you explain what your job is, please?
Sure. I'm the Access to Care Coordinator for Texas County, and I oversee the barriers to accessing health care and health services within the community and work towards breaking those barriers down and getting more services within our community.
And let's be honest with everybody. You just came into my office today. We're about to film, and you made some comments about Panhandle Services for Children, whom you do not work for, but
Correct.
you work with in
Correct.
some way. So can you relate again what you said?
Sure, I would love to. I was just mentioning, I came out of a noon meeting today and I sat through a report from the Panhandle Services for Children, and I just wanted to express how grateful and how impressed I am with the services that are being offered. Panhandle Services for Children is fulfilling the greatest need that we have in this community. They are taking care of our children, and all the services that they're offering, the services that they continue to expand, are just keep getting greater and greater. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the executive staff, the rest of the staff, and the board, and everybody involved for offering the services that they do, and keep up the good work. You are fulfilling a great need within our community and just nailing all the services right where we need them. So thank you.
Thanks, Monica. Judy Stedje works with Panhandle Services for Children, but the best part about Judy is she's also been my friend for over 30 years.
Yes.
So if I pick on you at all, I just want everyone to know it's okay.
Okay.
That you're used to
I'm
it.
used to it.
Judy, go ahead and talk about what you do, your credentials, kind of give us an overview of what's going on
Okay.
in your office.
Okay. I work in Panhandle Services for Children as clinical director, and I'm fortunate to be able to work with the people that are there. My job is to counsel and be with the children, and that brings me to the credentials that gives me the ability to do that. And I have a licensed professional counselor in be able to work with the children and their families.
You know, everybody thinks now that I've been in therapy for 30 years.
No, that's not it. Mutual therapy. We work together, don't we?
Could be a need. But
No.
so when you say that you work with children, how do the children get
Referred to me?
Yes.
Okay. So they actually, we work and go into the school sometime, and so we get referrals from the school and from the parents, and then we get referrals from doctors and from just actually all over. But we get referrals from the principals, from just all over. I go into the schools myself on Monday morning and Tuesday morning, and then at noon on Wednesday. And then Sherry Lindley, who also works with us, goes into the schools and works with the children.
And what kind of things could make a person know that they needed to contact you?
Well, if like a parent, if they're having trouble with their child that's way out of the normal, things that are very difficult for them to handle, or things that maybe they need just to talk with somebody about to see if this even needs to have a counselor. And so we range from things that are minor and also and then also sometimes we can work with just the parents and help them to deal with things. And then we have some very serious illnesses.
Okay. Gosh, I don't know. I thought maybe it was somebody coming in to help us here. So tell me, when you have a therapy session per se, is that what you call it? A therapy session, how long does it usually take, and how long does it take before someone can see you? Is there a waiting period?
Actually, I'm just so glad to tell you right now we don't have a waiting list. We've had one in the past for a long time, but right now, because we have Sherry Lindley, we have Dr. Calmes, we have 2 students that are practicum students from OPSU, and so this has helped us with the waiting list. So this is an awesome thing. Yes.
That really is good.
It is. It's wonderful. And I wanted to speak to you about Dr. Calmes also. I'm really glad that we're really thankful to have him. He comes from Shawnee. He comes twice a month, and he's here for 4 days. He works specifically with OJA kids.
Now, you're going to have to say
Oklahoma Juvenile Association kids.
Okay.
And then he has some outreach clients also. So he goes around the community, the Panhandle. He comes to Texas County and goes several places in Texas County. He goes to Beaver County and several places there, and then Cimarron County. So we're very thankful to be able to cover the Panhandle in this way.
Judy, I've got a nosy question to ask.
Sure.
Is it hard? I mean, the panhandlers are very independent, self-sufficient kind of people. Is it difficult for them to ask for help?
You know what? I am one of those panhandlers, so...
And you are independent and self-sufficient.
And so I will tell you that possibly it is, but people are kind to reach out and ask for help, especially when it has to do with their children, because they desire for good things for their children. And so that is... I really feel like that they will go ahead and reach out even though they may be very independent.
And people, do they understand that it's all confidential?
Yes.
They do?
Yes, because that is a very important thing, that the very first time that we meet, we talk about that. And I talk about that with the parents, but I also talk about it with my clients, and that be the child. And they understand that. So, yes, that is a very, very big deal.
Well, is there anything that you wish you could share with people about Panhandle Services for Children? Is there any one point that makes you proud or you wish people understood better?
I am very excited that we have started from a time which we went from the Texas County Coalition, and we did a survey, and that is where everything began, was the need of the people of the Panhandle. And so it wasn't just people dreaming up something that they would like to help others with. It was the actual community asking for this help. And so that was the beginning, and it's happening right now. And I also would like to tell everybody that the people that work at Panhandle Services for Children are earnestly caring, and they want the best for your children and also for the families.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Destiny Trailer, I met you through the Career Focus.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
Main Street Diamond program, and I was so impressed with how much you cared, what was happening here at Panhandle Services for Children, and your desire to work with the community. I just need to tell you that I was so impressed. Now, share with the community the things that you were telling me, would you please?
Okay. Well, my name is Destiny Trailer, and I'm the Executive Director at Panhandle Services for Children. I have actually worked here for about 3 years now, but I was just recently made the director back in September. We have had a lot of changes here in the past few months. We have tried to do new programs and programs that are more geared to the families in the community and what is needed in the community. And I think that's the most important part, because that's really why we're here, is to serve the community. And if we're not offering those programs that are needed, then why are we here? So I think that has really been my drive since I started, and so far it's worked out. So
Now let's talk about what type of program that you're offering.
Okay, well, right now we have a foster care program, which that is anywhere over 30 days for the kids to stay in your home, and we are really in need of foster parents in this area. Back in February, we had 26 children placed in our care, and that is just a huge number for this area, and we stay around the 20 to 24 range every month that we have children placed, and that's really one of the big programs and why we got started as an agency in the beginning. But since then we have branched out. We do counseling services. We contract with the Office of Juvenile Affairs and do the community at-risk counseling. We also have a first-time offender program that's for the children and their parent. We have life skills programs where we go into the school. We actually have classes outside of the school that we've started offering just here in the past month that have really went over well for teenagers and for the younger kids too. So we have a lot of things going, and we actually have a new program that I'm very excited about that will start in June. We are going to start offering parenting classes.
Oh, good. It's a little late for me, but
You can come sit in if you want.
oh, I have so much advice. You know, I had a litter. But tell me, what a person would learn if they came to a parenting class.
Well, if Teri Barber is probably the person that you really need to ask about that, but we're using the Love and Logic program, which I know has been used in this community before, and it has, from who I've talked to, they really respect that program. And it's really just about parenting in a more positive way and using love and logic. I mean, that's pretty much the basis of the program is in the title.
I always thought consistency was important too.
Oh, yes.
So I was mean all the time.
Oh, okay. You're one of those.
Yeah, one of those. I know, but they did turn out well in spite of myself.
Yes.
Tell me more about the foster program. If somebody is considering to be a foster parent, what type of things do they need to, what criteria do they need to meet?
Well, the first thing is they have to be over 21 years of age. That's pretty important. Be able to pass a background check and fingerprints and do all of that initial criteria, and really just be able to provide a loving and caring home. There's a lot of different options that you can do, and we actually have host homes too, where if you just want a kid for 1 or 2 nights to be able to help them, we have that option as well. We need respite care families for the families that have kids in their home all the time, just to give them a break. But you can come in and meet with us, and we can figure out what fit is best for you and your family, and we can go from there.
And it doesn't have to be a traditional family, does it? It doesn't
No.
have to be a mother and father and 2 children.
No, and you can have a job and work, and we work with you on that too. We try to help you find either daycare services or transport from the school and different things like that. So I don't want to say that there's not a specific criteria, because obviously we want good families, and we want families that will be able to provide loving care for these kids, but we can work with you.
That's awesome. And if somebody wants to call and contact you about what programs you have going or anything else, what do they do? Do they call you?
Yes, they can call us. We also have a Facebook page that a lot of people contact us on Facebook, but calling is probably the best thing, and we can get you to the person who knows the answers.
Okay, so very slowly, would you give the phone number out?
Yes, it's 580-338-7082.
7082. Okay. And even if they have no idea what they're asking, you'll be patient with them and talk to them.
Oh yeah, that's part of why we're here. We just want to help you with anything that you have questions about. If it's something that we can't do, then we have those referral sources that we can get you the right number and the right people to talk to.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good.
Thank you.
Now, tell us about your recent fundraiser.
Okay, so in April we had the Kick for the Kids benefit barrel race, and this was our second year to have that benefit. We had 145 runners show up this year, which was more than what we had last year. And we actually just got the total amount raised, and we raised right at $9,000, which is huge for the second year. Last year we only raised $4,000. So we're very excited about the future and everything that has in store for that. But it went really well. We had a bunch of pro people show up, professional barrel racers that ran in the barrel race. We had a lot of people in the stands that were cheering people on. It was just an overall fun and just awesome event.
That's perfect, and it's good for the community. Bring people in.
Oh yeah,
To visit.
We brought people in from probably 6 or 7 states this year. So.
And people were able to go out and watch it too, and it was no cost, correct?
It was no cost to come and watch. You could show up and bring your dog or your kids or whatever. And we actually had kid events this year where they could do stick horse barrels and dummy roping, and we had a face painting booth for the kids to do while the barrel race was going on. We also had Oklahoma smoked barbecue in our concession stand and a raffle. So
awesome.
We had a lot of different things going on.
And you've done that 2 years in a row.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll do it again next year.
Yes, next year we try to shoot for the second weekend in April.
Perfect. April and May, my gosh, we have a lot of...
Lots of things going on, but it's worked
fun.
out. Yes, it's perfect time of year.
Now explain, would you, why you need to raise money?
Okay, well, we are a nonprofit organization. We are board ran and governed. We do have some funding from the state, and as many of you know, there has been a lot of budget cuts. And really the whole reason why we're able to continue to provide services is because of the support from the community and how many people we have donate to us every month, whether it be churches or just local people that provide us with donations. That's really the only reason why we're here.
That's good. Thank you for being part of the community and for the good job you're doing.
Well, thank you, Malin. I was very happy to meet you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, thanks. Now we have Teri Barber. Oh my gosh.
What can I say?
What can I say? Let me see. I can remember bringing a group of children to your family and forgetting my 4-year-old at the convenience store.
Yeah, I remember that, yes, and getting a phone call asking if you'd left your child at my home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was right. But that was a long time ago, and she's quite fine now.
She's got her own GPS system.
Yeah, she's good. It helps so much now.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a week later that you called, though. I mean, there was a bit of a time thing. Yeah, whatever.
We get around to it.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
So you've been helping children for a long time.
Yes,
you were a
ma'am.
host family for me
Yes,
with
ma'am.
exchange students
Yes,
way
ma'am.
back when.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're still working with kids.
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Don't you ever get tired of that?
No,
No.
or I wouldn't be doing it.
Oh, okay. So tell me, explain to me what you're doing and kind of go into depth a little bit on some of these things.
I am with Panhandle Services. I am the life skills first-time offender coordinator, and also will be doing the parenting classes. First-time offender obviously kind of speaks for itself. Referrals come in from OJA primarily. We do have referrals coming in from police departments, from schools, sometimes from parents themselves. Usually these kids are first offenders. Sometimes maybe not the first time they've done something, but the first time they've been caught. Sometimes they are repeat offenders. First offender is a 6-week curriculum that goes over everything from the cycle of offense, and that's why people continue to do the same thing over and over. It goes into some issues with drugs and alcohol, anger, communication, choices. And so it's really, really a good curriculum. The success rate statewide is 90%. And then with our 3 counties, we're just a little bit higher. I think it's right at like 94% success rate with the first offender program. So it's a neat program.
Well, and that's a good time to help people is when they get started instead of when they get in a rut,
Yes.
per se.
Yes.
And I don't know of any kids that don't mess up at some point. It's just what type of mess up and if they get caught.
Yes.
Or am I just doing because that was me?
No, you know, sometimes when they mess up, they think they're worthless, and we're human, we're flawed, and you know that's part of what I try to, you know, we all have choices, and try to help them to understand, you know, the choices that they make can define their future, and sometimes the people that they surround themselves with, you know. Sometimes I will tell them, you know, your friends certainly like elevators. They either take you up or they take you down. And again, that all goes back to choices. And then you have some youth that with self-esteem issues that let others' harsh words and their actions define their choices. So, you know, we try to instill that self-esteem and that sense of self-worth, you know, to help them make better choices.
And a sense of responsibility, I
Absolutely,
suspect.
absolutely. Accountability is huge. So, you know, their choices, good consequences for good choices and bad consequences for bad choices. So, you know, we're each responsible for our own actions and, you know.
And that goes for parents too, but you don't take parents in that class, right?
Yes, ma'am, do.
Oh, do
the first offender class is for youth and parent. So the communication sometimes with a family is lacking. And a lot of times, you know, maybe I'll do a little bit of a rabbit trail in a class and just let that child and that parent communicate with each other in a safe environment where they say things that they may not have ordinarily said to each other, and you know, with basically no repercussions. You know, they need to know how the other's thinking. And many times the parent isn't actually angry with the child, but they're disappointed in the behavior. They love their child, they just don't like the actions.
And frustration.
Frustration is
is
huge.
often mistaken for anger.
Yes, ma'am.
I think fear.
Yes, yes.
Fear is mistaken when the kids come home a little bit late and you have all these terrible things in your mind. They think you're mad when you come in and.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes they are. But you know what? Most of these parents, they're scared. If their child is out late and they don't know where they are, they're scared. So they are going to be upset.
Making bad choices.
But they love their children. They're going to get over it.
I find that I always loved my children, but I didn't always like them.
No. Well, how do you live with someone every day and like them? We don't even like ourselves every day.
That's
you
the
know?
truth.
So
But I like you right now.
well, that's a first.
Yeah,
Okay. This is good.
We bet.
This is good.
Okay, so what's another program that you work with?
Well, we do life skills, and life skills, when we go into the schools with life skills, we're going into the 5th, 6th grade classes into some of our local schools. Life skills is a 15-week curriculum, and it starts with self-esteem. And when we're looking at children in that 5th and 6th grade, bracket, that's when they're starting to develop their sense of self-worth. It goes into resolving conflict and drugs and alcohol issues. There are a whole lot of different things, violence in the media, things that these kids are dealing with, and bullying. Bullying is a huge one in that age group. So those are things that we touch on in hopes that they never get to the point that they're in a first offender class. So helping them early to learn to make better choices.
And what schools do you work with in?
Well, we've gone to the schools in Guyman. We have been in Boise City, Hardesty, Texoma, Goodwell. Next year we'll be in some of those same schools, but Hooker, hopefully we'll be in Hooker and doing some of the classes there. And in some of the other, we're trying to branch out to some of the other schools. But Hardesty, we're going to be doing 2 classes, one for the 6th graders and then one for the entire junior high.
And you're also doing some classes that are after school that people can come into. Mm-hmm. Is that you doing that?
Myself and Ashley Dewin, we're doing a life skills class for the teenagers.
Ashley doing?
Doing.
Okay.
Doing. Did I say doing?
Well, you said doing.
Doing. We're doing one.
Okay.
Ashley Dewin and I are doing one.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
We're doing this class it's kind of a small group type thing for teenagers. And these are kids that are just struggling. They haven't been in trouble with the law. they're struggling and they just need some guidance and somebody to talk to. And we're having a lot of fun with that. It's just been really interesting, and it's going well.
Excellent. You also have a foster program or foster parent support group?
No, I'm not involved with that one. Ashley and Darcy Freeland will be doing that.
But that happens through here. I saw that. And that's
Yes.
for any foster parents to
Yes.
come in?
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome.
It'll be fun. And then we will start the first part of June doing our first parenting class. And we have several families that have been referred to us through DHS. And we're looking forward to starting that. And hopefully we can maybe make things just a little bit easier for families trying to raise their children in today's world.
I have an off-the-wall question. If somebody is considering whether they want to have kids or not, would it be smart to go to a parenting class?
I don't see how it would hurt. I really don't. I mean, we're going to try to help families look at, as Destiny said, we're doing the Love and Logic program and trying to help families look at better ways to resolve family conflict, how to communicate, how to discipline, with kindness rather than harshness, and it just to help our children transition into productive adults.
Well, there's a lot of grandparents that seem to be doing a lot of raising of grandchildren or helping with the raising maybe. And they could even go in, because I think we can always be better, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And, even in some of the first offender classes, I deal with the grandparents who are now taking care and responsible for their teenage grandchildren. And it's very difficult for them because, as with myself, I think differently than a 17-year-old, at my age. And grandparents are kind of, they're dealing with maybe a troubled youth, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle for a parent and even more so for a grandparent that are raising difficult youth.
I think it's a struggle, but it's also something that's the most worthwhile thing you can do.
Oh, I think it's awesome. And, our children are precious. Our children are each one is unique and remarkable. And there's just...
And the potential.
The potential. To listen to some of their dreams and goals. And I suppose that's my wish for each and every one of them, is that their heart always be filled with dreams, and that they always have the courage to live out those dreams. That's kind of what we want to see them do. Be productive and healthy and happy, and just enjoy the life that the Lord's given them.
That's good.
It's cool.
Do you have any other programs you want to tell about?
Well, I don't know what else I'm doing here. I think we're doing pretty much. I'm not doing anything else here. That's about enough. I mean, 6 days a week is about as many programs as I can fit into my week.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
There's 24 hours in a day, and sleep is overrated.
Well, Destiny will think of something new for me in a week or so. Seriously, we have got so many wonderful things, and it is a blessing, Malin, to work with staff that care, that are dedicated. It's a good team, a family in itself, and each and every person that works here, as with our board, are dedicated not only to the success of the agency, but the benefits, the things that we can do to help the children and their families in this community. So we've got an amazing board of directors, and everybody's just, they're not afraid to dig their heels in and do what it takes to get whatever we need done. Well,
every time we help somebody do better, then we help our community be better.
Absolutely.
And so I appreciate that from all of you.
Yeah, it's an awesome place to work. So
live.
It's not a job. It's a calling, and we're all blessed to be able to do it. And Guyman's a unique and a remarkable place, and obviously it's filled with some very special people. So good place to live.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's our June on the Bricks, and I just want to say that Guyman is made up of some wonderful people, and it made us happy today to present some of those that are working so hard in our community. Thanks.